in talking through a client, you're trying to figure out the heart of it. And then oftentimes with this type of project, since you're doing interviews, it's not uncommon to hear them say something that you weren't expecting, or there's some nugget in there, you go, that's okay. And then you just lean into that and say, tell me more about that one. Tell me more about this thing. Or, so it's kind of that way. I try to keep it from being that as much as possible by focusing on that in the pre-production. One of the best ways I have found to do that is with the question, why? And the heart of it is, a lot of it is the motivation why someone does something. Like even, because Courtney threw this example out, I'm going to pull from this one, but even saying, you know, having the story about the 4-year-old kid that says, how old do you have to be to work here, says so much in just that little concept. Like that story to me. And if the owner thinks that's cute and adorable, like that's the point. We want to create with ice cream. You want to make a place that kids love. They love it so much they want to work here. That's their dream job at 4 years old. Like that's gold. Like, you know, so you want to push into those kind of things. Sometimes that can come out in pre-production. Sometimes that happens in the interview. It's really hard to know which one of those, where that's going to land exactly. The other difference on that, I guess I would say, is that sometimes if you're doing a project where you're not interviewing the owners, then there'll be a lot of story to discover in talking to customers or the people that use the service or product or whatever it is. So then you do a lot more of the big picture development in pre-production with the CEO, with the owner, because sometimes I'm trying to save some of that for the interview with them. But if you're doing it the other way around, where you're not interviewing them, then you'll want to dig into the big picture goal. And then once you go to your interviews, there'll be the meat in there that you may not be as aware of, but you're usually still kind of picking questions and pointing that towards the big picture story you've already talked through. Does that make sense, or did I just overcomplicate everything? So yeah, the motivation, the why. One of the other questions, and I think this is in that list that we sent to you guys, is how do you define success for your business, or what makes you feel successful? How do you know you've done what you set out to do? That kind of thing. Again, it's back to motivation. So finding and forming questions around why they do what they do and what that looks like for them. Why are they happy? Or when are they happy? When are they the most fulfilled? That's really where you start to find the humanity in the heart of it.